Welcome to the Scream Time. The Screen Time.
Scream.
You know what? We're going to be screaming. Welcome to the Screen Time Continuum. My name is Keelan, and I am here as I am every Wednesday and Sunday with the greatest guys to host the show with. Nick, Dijon, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, happy Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Sunday Fun Day, or just say Sunday Dune Day.
I like that. I'm running with it. Sunday. No, wait. First, I want to make sure. Sunday.
Oh, you could call it Domingo.
Domingo. There we go.
See, you got it.
There we
Because
go.
I was going to say, was
You did
it? Yeah. That's better than mine. I'm not even going to say mine's now. Well, thanks, guys. That was a great intro. I appreciate it. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about the movie Dune. 2021 version of the movie Dune, at least. I'm going to start this episode by simply talking about some of the quick things I discovered about this movie. The movie Dune was directed by Denis Villeneuve or Nueve. Let's Villeneuve, right? Villeneuve.
Mhm.
Okay, got it. It was scored by Hans Zimmer. That blew my mind a little bit. But before we get into who starred in it, let's talk about where it comes from. It comes from the novel series, in fact, written by Frank Herbert. And that was in 1976. But ever since then, there was a 1984 movie, 2000, 2003, somewhere around that time. There was a mini series about it. Apparently there was even something done last year in relative, I guess, some type of a TV movie about it as well. But the 2003, or no, I'm sorry, discovered that it actually was just released on Blu-ray somehow. Like just they knew this was coming, so part of that rollout, they had the 2003 miniseries released on Blu-ray in 2020, and that was starring James McAvoy and Susan Sarandon. So I'm sure that got plenty of eyes on it. But here we are in 2021, and there is a new version that is currently in theaters and now on HBO Max for your pleasureful viewing. If you have not seen this, before I even give the people who are in this movie, this will be your spoiler warning. This is your spoiler warning that if you have not seen the 2021 version of the movie Dune, please turn this off now. If you are one of those people who do not like to know what's going on, if you haven't seen any of the previous material and you want to preserve your thoughts or your efforts towards this, please turn away now or forever know what is going to happen in the 2021 version of Dune. So moving forward, starring in this movie is Timothy. Is that Timothy still? Yeah. Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, David Bautista, Zendaya, Chang Chen, and I want to say that may be all of the people that I recognized or that I had seen in something before. There
Jason
may be a few
Momoa?
Jason Momoa. Forgot Jason Momoa.
Mhm.
But there's a few. Just even with you being able to just bring
Victor
that back.
Zaz?
Right. There's a lot of people in this movie.
or Polka Dot Man.
They did quite the effort, in my opinion, to pull people who actually fit the correct role for what they were casted for, not just people who passed the audition test. And that is not something I say about movies often. But this movie is about it's about a couple of things, really. But at its heart, at its core, it's about a young man who is the prince to take over a kingdom, but also he is the son of a mother who comes from, I guess you can call a witch-like clan or a Wiccan, something like that, kind of a clan. And he's just going through this journey, discovering that he is a level or some type of a messiah to some people. And we're going through the journey of trying to figure out what exactly that means and where that's going to take him, et cetera, et cetera. It gets interesting, and then it gets a couple of question marks. So opening up, I want to ask Dijon. Yes, sir. I would like to ask you first because I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those movies that if I didn't choose it, you would have chosen it. And that's how I felt by the time I got. Hey, that's how I felt when I got to the end of it. So I would love to know, how did you feel about this movie? Your initial thoughts.
I thought it was all right. Can't complain. I mean, 2 hours and a half. Took me 2 days to watch it, literally. Only because I had other things that came in. Like my kid, he was just like, I'm not letting you guys watch shit.
Nice.
So he's like, take it off. I'm like, damn, first speed racer, not this. You don't like anything unless it's God,
You gotta stop looking.
Me and
gotta-
Nathan would get along.
bitch.
And this movie was long. Like, look, I broke it into I think 3 parts. So please don't feel bad about that. But I will say you should stop looking so intense and so intent into the movies, and then he won't think you're so interested. That's all.
Well, it's not even that. It's just we paying attention to the screen. He's like, I don't want to watch this.
Mhm.
Blue's Clues,
Mhm.
Dora, or SpongeBob.
It's not colorful enough. And this movie only had like 3 colors. to the
No,
whole
no,
scheme.
not even. Speed Racer had plenty of colors.
You're
He
right.
just
Too many
wasn't
colors
having
in
it.
Speed Racer though.
He was
I
not
think the
having it.
next time you just say Dora's gonna show up soon. Don't worry, keep watching. and then just through the whole movie.
He might have believed that during Gaia.
You might have. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It was the immediate change of your face.
No, guy, that was the robot chicken version of Dora, Slut Dora.
Mhm.
God, that's hilarious and so true. So, well, yeah, you said you enjoyed it. You liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was all right. Like I said, it was a little too long. Surprisingly for me, the ensemble was big. A lot of well-known people, and I'm very surprised that they were actually utilized, especially with a Warner Brothers movie backing it up. Like, I'm so used to just these ensembles with great names and these big names, and they just come out and fall so damn flat because the chemistry does not work with these people. But for this movie, I think they worked well. Remind me of like when I went to go see Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings. When I went to go see that in theaters, and I was just like, all right, this movie is long, but I'm like, okay. Then that ending, and it's like, boom. I'm like, the fuck. We're gonna have like an old school intermission. I'm gonna go refill on my popcorn, go take a piss, and let's go do this. But no, that's how this movie made me feel. Just walking into it, like, all right.
Very nice. Very nice. What about you, Nick? How did you feel coming into this? Now I can give how I thought you would feel too, since I did that to Dijon.
Oh yeah.
I
So
felt like
I'm last.
no. Well, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I felt like my thoughts. I thought that when I saw this, I was like, Nick's gonna be like another long ass movie. That was one.
Mhm.
And then I was thinking like, okay, he might not be too disappointed with the special effects in this, and that's pretty much all I left as far as dialogue.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this.
I love it.
This movie fell asleep up its own ass. That's all. That's what I wanted to say.
It wasn't bathing with sand. It was bathing in naps.
It definitely
Bro,
was bathing in
okay.
naps.
So what I will say that is positive is that you're right. The special effects were fantastic. I feel like the people who got to do the set design and the production design and like the costumes, I feel like those people had the best and most fun job in the movie for sure, because they got to create this new world, which, is probably every creator's dream. Boy, is it bland. And, I don't know, overly long. The actors are fantastic, but I felt like they were given nothing to work with, in my opinion. You spend an hour trying to invest yourself in Oscar Isaac, and then he fucking dies. It's a rehash of, well, it's not a rehash because it probably came first, but like this is Avatar, Fern Gully, like Pocahontas, Game of Thrones, all of that. Daenerys being the savior of the indigenous people.
It's even Hunger Games when I think about it.
Jesus Christ. And so it's like it's a lot of things that we've seen before. Is it beautiful? Yes. Is the color palette overly monochromatic? Yes. And I'll leave it with, why the fuck are there no guns in this fucking movie.
Well, there
the
were
fuck?
like two. There were maybe two, but they were all laser related type of weapons.
No, they were poison related. There was only that poison gun thing. That's it. Nobody else had a gun. Why were in the people in the future fighting with swords? Why?
Yep, you're right.
And they're not even laser swords. They're just regular swords. All right, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. No, I'm really sitting here trying to remember any guns, and I'm like, wait, no, he's right.
No guns.
They were running down on each other, chopping them in half. They had some really cool shields.
Explosives?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
plenty of
force
explosives.
fields,
They
but
had
no,
missiles.
but no lasers.
Yeah,
That's that Halo shields.
Yeah.
they definitely had
That's
some
true.
Halo shields. What do they call those? Argon shields in real life, right? Something like that. Yes, I said that out loud. So the way this movie starts, did anybody catch that very like soon as you hit play, before anything else, dreams or messages from the deep?
Yeah.
Did anybody else immediately want to push B B B B B B B until you were all the way on your home screen? Right after that happened,
Yep.
because I was immediately like, and I like this movie. So let me get back first. I like this movie. I'm actually glad I picked it because I was very interested. And it was much better than I expected this movie to fall flat on its ass, and it didn't. So I come away. I initially will start this with I did like it. I would even watch this twice. As long as it is, I would actually watch this twice.
Chop the 40 minutes off of it, and you would have a much better movie.
I have also come to a consensus that you and I think that is the right word, consensus, but I have come to a belief that you and I have a theory in the back of our minds that we have not said out loud, and I want to kind of unveil it right now. Every fucking movie can lose somewhere between 20 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Every movie, like every
I don't know
movie
if
can
there's
easily lose 3 scenes.
I think we could probably, it'd be easier for us to count movies that are as tight as possible and can't lose anything.
Oh, I can easily do that.
And I could probably
usually
name 2 of those.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee one of them will be a comedy.
it usually is the dialogue.
Yeah. Which there's a surprising lack of dialogue in this movie. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe there wasn't. Because there's a lot of people that talk. There's so many people that are like, yeah, you could even put this on mute and you could still like it. I'm like, well, yeah, because there's no substance to the audio.
Did Thanos die?
Did Thanos die?
No. Thanos didn't die.
All I know is,
that was I'll tell you this, because I'm already going to shave points off of that. I'm going to shave points off of that.
That's Zack Snyder's Justice League right there.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit either. I'll shave points off of that one part where she thinks one of the chicks is an assassin, and she just starts like fucking doing that shit herself. I'm like, what was that called for? What are you chanting or some shit?
Yeah, why did she scream like that? What was that?
I would like shoot her.
Right. They don't have guns.
They
Can't shoot her.
You mean cut her.
Stab her.
I want to say
the guy from Thor.
The guy from
the professor dude from Thor.
Oh yeah.
Like,
the Baron. Yeah.
The Baron. I'm like, he ain't dead.
Apparently not. And what is wrong with him? Does he have the mumps or something? What's going on?
Well, I caught what happened in that moment, and whatever he is, he was he had run from it by running up.
Yeah,
so even though he had got hit, he went as high as he could go, and in that corner, it was still a pocket of oxygen, apparently, or whatever he breathes. He was able to survive long enough to be saved.
He floated with farts.
There is a lot in this movie, and even within that, like his abilities or its abilities. This movie definitely drops you into a universe that you know jack shit about and expects you to kind of put it together. Now it gives you quite a bit to put it together, but it literally says, hey, figure it out. It's, in a sense, you almost feel like you're doing the same thing through a lot of this movie that Paul is doing, which is like asking why.
Yeah, which I think to its detriment, at least in my opinion, is that by doing that, I didn't feel anything for the characters, and I kind of sat there being like, "What? Why? Why do I care about these characters?" I cared about Oscar Isaac because they actually gave him a little bit more character, and then they killed him. So,
I cared about him more than I cared about Paul.
Yeah. Oh, and I love the fact that his name is fucking Paul when everybody else has a space name.
So, well, his name's Paul and his mom's name's Jessica.
Oh, okay,
Paul,
Jessica.
Paul and Jessica.
Right.
There's a couple of normal names, but you're right. What Duncan? That's a normal last name.
Leto is his father.
Yeah, Leto's pretty unique. That's not the most, but you know, unless he's,
Wait till you see it was a better. You actually cared about him versus Drive.
Oh yeah, right.
Get the shotgun to the head.
Fair enough. So
Let you watch X-Men Apocalypse. He plays that god.
Oh God.
No, my guy, you're back to this. The Ben Jesuits. Still don't really get it. So we have a couple of clans. Let's start with that. We have the Emperor. The Emperor is in charge of everything. So let's say the Emperor is Voltron. No, I'm joking.
Dude, let me cut you off.
Emperor is Palpatine.
It makes perfect sense.
Literally.
You got Palpatine, then you got Poe Dameron. He was a spice runner.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Oh shit.
That's true.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
This is like after the Resistance
Oh,
loses or something. You know.
Wow. Okay. That. Why did you do? Don't do that to me on
On
air,
a
man.
planet
Now
that
I'm
looks
sitting
like
here,
Tatooine.
everything
with the
about
Sarlacc
this
pit.
movie.
It's Tatooine's moon.
See the Star Wars references. I know. I felt like the moment this came on, I was like, "There's going to be so many Star Wars comparisons that I'm going to miss."
Well,
Like,
Star
I
Wars
just knew it.
took a lot from Dune.
Oh, really?
I think so, because I think the books. Well, I think maybe the books and Star Wars kind of came out around the same time. So maybe that's not fair for me to say. But there's a lot of parallels, so I don't know who took from who.
Maybe they both pulled from the same source, and we just don't know what that is.
I'm probably gonna say Star Wars probably took from it. I don't know, something about George Lucas is.
Yeah, I mean, we know what he does when he has full creative freedom.
I love the franchise.
Spielberg?
No, he creates Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Odds are just. That is the only black label Star Wars toy I still see at Target every time I go there.
Dang.
$32.
They just put a cloak on him and call him Darth Jar Jar, and people would buy that.
Darth Binks.
It would redeem itself.
It would.
I mean, what you're telling me right now is people don't like Jar Jar Binks because he shucks and jives?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
pretty bad stereotype.
It's Jar Jar and that Jewish thing in Tatooine.
Big hands.
Well, then they had the Japanese stereotype with the Trade Federation. They were literally fish race people that talked like Japanese like men.
They're old Japanese men.
Yeah.
Wearing their old fucking
like kimonos. Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen. If we had to call out everything that Disney's put out, I don't know if we have enough time tonight.
This was before Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up George Lucas. Fox.
Oh,
that's his full creative freedom right there.
The prequels.
Yep.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Disney. I didn't mean to saunter your good name.
Shame on me.
Shame on me. But wow, that's wild. So the Ben Jesuit, that's one of our first races or clans that we come in to play. We only hear about one planet, although we technically see 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we only hear about one.
Well, Caliban is the one that they started
that they left.
Yeah,
okay, you're right. You're right. We did hear the name of that planet because that was kind of blowing me. I was like, why do we only know about the one planet? The Emperor. So you have what, 3 clans? That's all we know about. We know about
for now. No, 4 because you have the alt. I don't see. I can't even remember the fucking names. So you have the clan of the family, Oscar Isaac's clan, and then his mother. Atreus or whatever, and then his mother is a part of the Ben Gesserits, which are like, they're like a witch clan,
right? Kind of the Hurricanes, they're like the warriors.
Then you have the Sand People.
Oh, right.
The Freemen,
the Freemen,
the Freemen and the Hurricane, and then the Emperor. What would the Emperor be?
Well, we haven't seen the Emperor yet, so
yeah, you're right.
He wears no clothes.
just like Oscar Isaac.
Why'd you strip
Why
him
was
down
he naked? Why was he naked
Like a
at the
sign of
dinner
I didn't
table?
humiliation?
understand that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That
I
dude,
mean, who was that humiliating him in front of? Nobody else saw that.
homie was sus,
You
dude.
think?
He
I
reminds
feel
me.
like the weird worm dude might have been getting off on that.
I
That's
think so.
probably true. Yeah.
While eating his food,
Mhm.
he reminds me of that flat gluttonous robot from Futurama.
Mm.
Bender?
No, there's like this kind of like toga type thing. It looks like a couch, but it's all fat. He's
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking about.
That's
And
what
that
he
was they
reminds me
did
of.
make a joke of not Jar Jar
Something.
Binks.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jeez, Jabba the Hutt. Thank you, sir. I feel like that's a joke on Jabba.
Well, I think it's like a robotic Dionysus, right? It's like or like a Caligula,
Yeah,
like
kind of
a
the same. Yeah, more like a
Roman
Caligula.
emperor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess yeah, you could put all of that on it.
Mhm.
Do it.
Weird stuff.
We should
Beginning of
stop.
this.
We should really talk about it, guys.
Right, look, I'm sitting there. We're at the beginning of this. So anyway, on this planet, which the planet is named Arrakis, you have this mineral called spice. Spice is basically like real world coal and or oil today. It is fossil fuel that fuels everything, but it is essential to space travel, and that's really what this whole movie is about.
But it's also a hallucinogen.
Right.
Yep.
I was just about to say this fight for spice, which also in this world, don't smoke.
Or inhale, apparently.
Or in hell, yeah.
And don't forget, this whole narrative switches. It doesn't become about the spice. It starts to become about which family or which clan starts to become stronger or too powerful.
Yeah, you're right. That is how the misdirection. Because once all of that is kind of wiped out, you realize like they don't care about the spice; they want power. But the spice apparently is the most tradable commodity.
Mhm.
So
It fuels
rule
the
that,
hyperdrives.
you have that. You do have control. Um, so yeah, let's just dive on in because there's a couple of things that we have going on. We have the worms that attack you if you create certain thumps of rhythm, and you have the Emperor, which, if you ask me, are the two most volatile demons in this situation. Um, when we meet uh, the family, I do not remember the dad's name. What was Leto? We meet Leto and his family, Paul, Jessica, and we really are under the impression that this whole movie is just about the Emperor giving Leto the ability to run the mining planet for the Imperium. And I'm guessing the Imperium would be the totality of everything we're going to find out. I'm sure there's
For the
more
universe.
outside of that. Yeah. I'm sure there's more outside of that, but that's all we're going to know about. Excuse
I
me.
don't know. How big is this damn universe?
Who knows? I'm thinking the Imperium is
Hope
like
it's
the
not.
dark side.
Yeah. I mean, but that was just a galaxy, which makes a little bit more sense. You're talking about a universe that's infinite. How are you? How are you the power of infinity?
Yeah, the thing about Star Wars, they have something called the Outer Rim planets.
Right.
Basically, it's just out of that solar system, and they're like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Mhm.
They call it the outreaches. I love me some Kotar.
They were outside of the Scarlet Witch's influence. No.
No, you won't. You won't get that. You won't probably see that to the She-Hulk TV show. Just to let you know.
Gosh.
We'll leave that alone.
All right. So once they accept and they go sign, or he puts his seal, I felt like before we found anything out, I knew immediately like this isn't supposed to happen this way. Like, why is he just he knows something's wrong, but he's just going along with it.
Yeah.
You know? And from there we pretty much start to see the whirlwind. We see Leto think that he's joining the higher ranks, I guess, at that point of the Emperor, not realizing that, but knowing that the Emperor is jealous.
Yeah. Well,
So
he kind of knows already that they're just going to basically be sabotaged.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like,
which I'm like,
then why do it?
yeah.
Like, what are your other
Exactly.
options?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
I mean, he sent Jason Momoa ahead to go like make friends with the Freemen so that they could have allies there, but that didn't really amount to anything.
Right.
So.
Well, and so that takes me what I was going to bring up next. Did you guys notice that the doctor, right? he initially wanted to help, like he was trying to help, but he had already made his fate.
Yeah, the doctor basically did that for nothing, though.
Yeah, for nothing at all. But from the very beginning, from the moment we're introduced to him, like when he's warning Paul to be careful, it's like he already knows that there's a plan in action in play.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, so it's like the movie begins with just okay, well they're gonna die. Yeah. What do you guys think? What's some hot takes, some things that you noticed through this, like past that point as well?
I mean, honestly, I really want to love this movie because I can tell that there was a lot of passion put into it. And as I said, the visuals are very cool. But after a while on Adarak or whatever, Adavan,
Iraq. It's Iraq.
Iraq, yeah. After a while,
Arrakis.
after Arrakis, there we go. After a while on Arrakis, my eyes kind of got fatigued of all of the monochromatic coloring, and I was just like, I don't know, maybe there was a little bit too much of that palette and not enough refresher to like get your eyes, you know, because like at the beginning you had them on Caliban, which was more of a wooded, you know, Earth-like planet. And then for the rest of the movie, you're just in this like this sea of orange and brown and gray, you know.
Off-white. Don't forget the off-white.
The off-white, of course. Yeah. Some dusty, dirty white. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So it was a little bit rough for me to. I mean, like I could see that they were trying to story build, which was nice. But again, this movie was 2.5 hours of setup for you to be excited for the next movie. And I think that was a little bit, to me, that felt a little bit cheap because at least in something like The Lord of the Rings, you end it with Gandalf dying. And that feels like a climactic moment. But there wasn't really like a climactic moment here. We can talk about the end when we get there, but it didn't feel like a Luke shooting, you know, the proton torpedoes into the Death Star, and you know you have that, or losing his hand in the second movie, exactly. You know, so
he just killed this rando black dude.
Right, that felt weird. Yeah. That felt weird, and you know what feels weird to me too. And I told this to my wife, and she totally agrees. Why do all indigenous communities and movies have to have that, like, if you kill our leader, you get to be the leader thing? I think that is so insulting. It's like the Dothraki. If you kill the Dothraki leader, then you get to become the leader. They did that in Black Panther too, and it's like, why can't they just be civilized societies like everybody?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, they have to embrace the nature of the savage.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel
this is a little
weird.
This is why Duncan or whatever, what's his name?
Yeah, Duncan,
Idaho.
Oh, yeah. I was like, did he have a last name? But yeah, Duncan, Idaho. Talk about a human.
Right.
What is his real name?
Jason Momoa. Yeah.
I'm like, he fit right in. He's like, man, it's like girls all over, man. Let's do this.
Exactly. And that's what I got more do. Lines. They get him to play like the indigenous dude. Yeah.
Every time. I think that's a little insulting, but then you start to think like, what other roles have they ever given him? Like, take the roles they're giving you at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's at least getting clean roles. He's not getting like, you know,
actually,
just like bad roles. If he
his shit is the same because he's on quite a bit of shit. He has something that's on Netflix. I forgot the name of it, and I caught a couple people watching it. I was just like,
oh, where he's like a fur trapper, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing.
Frontier.
Then it's the same thing on Apple Plus. He's doing another thing just like that.
Isn't that basically him just being Aquaman, but out of the water?
Some people just get stuck in their roles.
Kind of, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, he kind of did this. You know, he had that tribal, Doraki kind of vibe in it with the bro mentality of Aquaman.
And I'm not. Let me be clear.
Which is not bad, right. But you know, he's like The Rock in a sense. Where it's like you know what you're expecting from this actor, but it's also somewhat refreshing still seeing it at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay,
the novelty hasn't really worn off yet.
Yeah. Not like Johnny Depp.
Right.
Well, hey, if Johnny Depp gave us another Edward Scissorhands, I wouldn't be angry. But
I would.
as long as
He'll
it's
be all
nothing like pirates, I
flamboyant and
wouldn't.
shit.
Yeah,
That's the
he would
problem. He'll
be.
be just
He would
like
be
Pirates,
Edward Jack Sparrow.
Edward Sparrow.
Yeah.
like that Harry
Jack
Potter
Scissorhands.
spinoff. He was fucking Jack Sparrow would have won now.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah. Everything he's done since Jack Sparrow has been Jack Sparrow.
Oh man.
Even the Mad Hatter was kind of like Jack Sparrow-y. Yeah. No,
Only-
actually, the Mad Hatter and Willy Wonka, or Willy Wonka,
Yeah,
him,
Willy
the same
Wonka.
character.
Yeah.
Only thing I
you're
can
right.
see that differs from him as
Wow.
an actor and anything he's ever done between that is probably not Edward Scissorhands, but
Blow.
Sweeney Todd.
And Blow.
That's
He
it.
does really
Blow-
good. Yeah,
Blow
he's
was
really
good,
good.
yeah. Was that before Pirates?
Yes.
Yes. So yeah.
Mhm.
What was that other movie? I mention it all the time because it's a good movie.
Which one? Don't say Rango.
No, the one with him and Benicio del Toro where they're doing
Oh, Fear and Loathing.
Vegas. Thank you. That one.
Yeah. Mhm.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
You never seen that one?
No.
Great movie.
We
think we need to talk about
half
Dune.
an hour.
We got to talk about
no, yeah.
Dune, you
So,
guys.
Jason Momoa,
Dune.
so Jason Momoa does play a lot of the same characters. However, I don't blame him for that. I think he's literally just cast into it, and you walk into an audition room, and you're looking for a guy that looks like, sounds like Jason Momoa, and then Jason Momoa walks in. Who you gonna hire?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I don't dislike the dude. I think that he's not a very good actor, but he's got a presence. He fits the role. He's got a presence. He fits the role. I think he does it nicely. So, yeah.
And I think a lot of people get roles because of that. So, one of the coolest things in this movie was the spy little drone that came through the wall trying to kill Paul, which kind of set everything off. That's really when it was like, all right, this is when all the action and the emotions and they tried to come and kill everybody. This is when it really gets crazy. But to me, that was one of the coolest things because it again highlighted from the dragonfly-like helicopters to that coming through the wall to the laser you saw cutting through the wall that was cutting everything else, which was super realistic. It's like, yeah, if you have a laser that's powerful, it's not gonna just stop at this one thing. It's gonna cut through everything as far as that beam can reach. And I thought that was also, so fine details were definitely a hot point for this movie. And that's what kept me interested, is a lot of those fine details.
Yeah, well, and that's what I meant about like the people who did the production design and the like set design and stuff. Like I could tell that those people really wanted to like flex their creative muscle, which I liked for sure. Again, I just think that the color palette of everything is so bleak that it almost made me uninterested in the uniqueness of the world, because it was just so. Well, first of all, it's Tatooine. And then, then it's kind of like Tatooine and wherever Mando is in Mandalorian. So yeah, I'm like, there's just sand planets are great for certain things, but it's like you can't have everything be on the sand planet, man. It's a little bit too boring.
Yeah, no, I could get that. So we understand there were some failures. We meet Dr. Kynes, and she is the judge of change. At least that's how we're introduced to her, as the judge of change. She is in charge of ensuring that the new family gets all that they need to rule this planet properly in lieu of the emperor. We, of course, find out a little bit later that she, like everyone else, they respect the emperor so much that the emperor tells you to shut your mouth and let something happen, then you're going to shut your mouth and stand by and watch it happen. That in itself was a bit weird to me. Excuse me. Not because that's like unheard of, like people being loyal to their cause, but it was at a point where it was like, are they afraid of him because he has like abilities? Because we're seeing, mind controllers. So we see that. We're seeing hyper technology. So what exactly is the emperor? Who exactly is the emperor? Why are we so afraid? Never mind.
I think it's just like the army force that he has. maybe.
Perhaps more like a Thanos type of a situation.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I could think of that'd be a threat. But it is strange because like Leto knew that he was going to die.
Hmm.
Everybody around Leto knew that they were going to try to kill him. They tried to
Nobody
kill his
did anything.
son. They tried to kill his son, and then like you let some dude just disable all of your systems while you're asleep. Where's your fucking security, dude? What happened to that head of security guy? What happened to him? Just
ran out.
disappeared.
You know what? I noticed something about him. He had the same black lip mark that the other guy had, so I'm thinking he is a hurricane.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
by that nature, I would assume that he is a traitor to the Atreides house as well.
Yeah,
It just would make sense.
I would assume so, but yeah.
Um,
It was just strange that they would allow their lord to just get murdered like that.
well, yeah, and the fact that it's the doctor broke all of the protocols and like, bro,
Right.
One of your infantry should be able to break your doctor down hand to hand combat. Like, come on.
Again, another reason that guns need to be invented in this universe.
Guns and sentry cannons.
Yeah, turrets. Like they did have some turrets. They had turrets in the ground.
Yeah, they had anti-air turrets.
Right. Just make those smaller and hold them in your hand.
Hand cannons.
Yeah.
And I was excited to see, like, I want to see now. I have to watch Dune too because we didn't get to see Dr. Kynes ride the worm. And once we discovered, like, oh shit, they ride the worm. I want to know what that looks like. Like, how do you get on top of a worm and ride it and control its path?
Yeah, that felt a little bit like Daenerys and the Dragons to me.
Very much so.
Yeah, where I was just kind of like, all right.
But it wasn't just a one-person thing.
Yes, that's true. But neither were the dragons. So
Aha, you are correct.
Wait to that prequel series.
Apparently, the prequel came out 2003. You know, yeah, never mind. And that's the other thing. It's called like, so you have like Children of Doom, Sons of Doom, Wives of Doom, Mothers. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, everything is of Dune, and I have to figure out exactly what order that goes in as well. You know, it's a lot of read material coming up from all these damn movies. I wonder.
Yeah, well, it's 8 books, so yeah.
So
I don't know how many
four
movies they're gonna make.
At least,
yeah, probably.
Depending on how the box office do, because I'm looking at it like this. At the first one, and what was it?
This one did pretty well.
What was the last one? 1984. That didn't do so good. It was about $120. I mean, $120 $20 million, and they only made. How much did they? Wow.
Yeah.
They only made 30, basically about 37.9 million back in 1984.
And if you think about back in 1984, 100 and anything million is overpriced budget.
Oh yeah,
that's a big budget.
For sure.
Considering in 2021 it was only 165 million.
Right. I was just about to say that is a staggering, difference. You know,
far over budget. If you ask me, half of that budget did not go towards that movie. In fact, it probably went towards the series.
I will say 160 million for this movie is a good deal.
Yeah, in 2021.
Considering how much visual effects and how much, work went into creating the movie.
And correct me, Dejan, right now they made 351 million off of this so far.
Wow, I'm not even worried about the box office number because they already greenlit this one like that when I first heard of it. Heard that the sequel. I'm just looking at the old movie. I'm like, this 1984 animation of this. I can see the budget basically probably went to Patrick Stewart and Sting.
Yeah, pretty much. Interestingly enough, this one, the 2021 one, only did 93 million in U.S. and Canada. The rest of that 351 million was international. Yeah.
So okay, so it's doing somebody else is liking that thing.
Somebody's liking it. Yeah.
There's a lot of actors, a lot of the people around the world like, oh, I like him.
And that's what sells movies in other places.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just
So
one Asian guy to get all the Chinese people.
That's right. They got the doctor, and that was all
One
they needed. And then they spoke a little bit of Mandarin, and that was it.
A couple of European and some Buddhists and some monk chanting, along with some
Yeah.
some African screaming. Good. Wow.
That I hated that so much. I think that's so hokey. Zack Snyder's Justice League does the same thing. Just like interdispersed in the movie is that weird long like Middle Eastern wailing.
I can't believe you put yourself through that horror.
Bro, I can't believe it either, to be honest. I don't know why I did it. I really don't.
So many people asking me that question. You watched the Zack Snyder? I'm like, no, and I'm not. I'm not going to do this again. Mm-hmm. I did it twice. I won't do it again. But I mean, I seen the original Justice League. Then I seen the director's cut that was like 3 hours as it is when I rented it because my wife didn't see it because she was pregnant at the time when the first one came out. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this shit again. Not for 4 hours.
So, so once they're attacked and everything, it pretty much just jumps off, right? Like, what else happens?
Does it though? Where does it jump off to?
I'll explain what I mean when I say it jumps off.
At the end.
Yeah, it jumps off the cliff for sure at the end. What I mean, okay, let's not use the word jump off. Let's retract that. It sets everything into motion once the I guess we'll call that the Dune night at this point.
I was gonna say get popping.
It gets it popping. Well, and what I mean by that is you really just have this entire slow but happening montage of a fight here, a fight there,
running away.
Yeah.
Doing the electric slide in the sand so you don't get caught by worms.
You know what I mean?
Jason Momoa unnecessarily sacrificing himself when the doctor lady finds a secret passageway as soon as he closes the door.
Super unnecessarily sacrificing himself, but impressively killing 13 people.
He did it. He did all right for himself, but it would have been nice to have a soldier with you on your travel. And the guy that made friends with the Freeman would have been a good guy to have on your trip.
Mm-hmm. Something else I noticed, he still ended up dying the exact way that Paul visioned in that corridor by the hands of he thought it was of the Freeman, but he didn't know what a Sardaukar was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. Also, that's something we didn't mention. So Paul has these visions where he sees things that are going to happen, but from what I could tell, only 3 of the visions that we saw him have happened
so far.
Yeah,
so far. Some of it's hinting towards the next movie. I think
so as well. From the very beginning, we got visions from the next movie. Apparently, though.
Mm-hmm. And Zendaya is going to be his Pocahontas. There we go.
Yep.
I'm not even going to try to butter that up, man. That's
no, you don't have to. You're literally you're doing the work for me tonight. I have some of these things that you were saying written, and I'm just like better put than I was going to say it.
He's dancing with wolves and
Dances with Wolves. Yeah. Fern Gully, Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas. I mean,
all right. If we're referring now to that part, as far as those movies are fucking great compared to that.
I agree.
Maybe their situation will live up to that in the second movie, but this movie, no,
not yet. Yeah.
Now, story wise, it still meets up to all of those movies. Yes,
he was just having his wet dreams.
Literally.
Yeah, of looking at stuff with Zendaya in space.
With a tube up her nose.
It's so weird.
So, after everybody, they get attacked, they get bombed, they think that Paul and Jessica is dead. We never really find out why Dr. Kynes decides to help, but we do just discover that she is the leader of the Freemen. Or just like one of she's like their Jesse Jackson, or like, what is she?
I mean, maybe. Right, because I mean, what does that mean? So that she killed everybody and then that she's the leader? Because apparently the Freemen only work off of brute power, so she's got to be lethal. Yeah.
It didn't. Yeah, she definitely was lethal, but not with her back turned, apparently.
Oh, that's who we didn't shout out. By the way,
Dr. Khan?
Anton Sugar.
Who's that?
What's his name? Shit, from No Country for Old Men. Shit.
But
What's
he's
the
in this
dude's
movie.
name? Yeah, he plays the leader. Well, the guy that we think is the leader of the Freemen.
Oh, Stiglitz.
Shit.
Stilgar.
Stilgar. There you go. And his
Stilgar.
name is I keep wanting to say Benicio del Toro, and that's not it. But who the hell? Oh, they don't even have him billed. Oh, Javier Bardem.
Yeah, Javier Bardem.
Mm-hmm. He's a great actor too. I mean, there's so many great actors in this movie. I just wish that they were given a little bit more. And I wish that Jessica didn't have so many freaking scenes crying. My God, how many times does she need to cry? To be
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, bro. Why are you getting naked in front of your mom?
Bro, listen, I don't like their relationship.
Neither do I. I think it's a little creepy.
It's Joffrey. No, it's Joffrey and Cersei all over again.
Yeah, no, it's Cersei and Jamie. That's what the vibes I get.
I get Cersei and Jamie vibes, but I feel like Cersei and Joffrey would have got there if he didn't get killed.
Maybe, yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, here I am writing season 9 that don't exist. So the Emperor never shows his nasty face. The Sardaukar.
Boy, what are you talking about?
You're hilarious. The Sardaukar killed Duncan, but he kills all of them at the same time, which I thought was pretty dope. Dr. Kynes makes sure that Jessica and Paul escape, but she does not, even though she was ready to ride the sandworm, which I thought was going to be really cool. Once they go into the storm, because Jessica and Paul get to an escape ship, they are running through the storm.
Paul uses the Force.
Yeah, literally uses the Force. At first, he could just hear voices and control your mind. Now he's hearing the Force and controlling the Force. And
I think it's the fucking worm talking to him.
I think so too.
I think the worm is talking to him.
I think that so hear me out.
Yeah.
I think that the worm is a part of this conscious mind that is what tapped into whatever the power is that the Ben Gesserit have. And I think the Ben Gesserit and the Freemen are the only ones out of the current clans that still have the ability.
It's called sand power.
Apparently it is actually called sand power. Yeah, it is actually called sand power.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, after they're believed to be dead, everything just kind of moves on. Nobody goes searching for them. I thought that was stupid. But it was a prophetic miracle, literally. Like, there's no other explanation for it, because once they get out of that, they land in the right spot. They're chased by a worm. They're saved by a Freeman clan. Jameis, who is one of the better fighters, sacrifices himself essentially, because why the hell are you trying to fight a prince?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. So why was that? Is he now the leader?
No, he's not a leader, but now he's one of them.
So he has to kill one of them in order to become one of them?
Right. I'm guessing he's now second in command, because it seems like Jameis was like somewhat of like a top level commander.
Yeah, he seemed like an officer at least. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because how else would you be able to pull rank on the guy who's leading you?
Right.
It's like one of those situations where it's just like, some trial by death crap, and it's like, well, now you kill one of us, now you are one of us.
Yeah.
But your mom is still tagging along.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. They still
I don't think
just like a hoe.
I don't think Jameis is dead. I think that they're going to resurrect him for some reason, because they put him in that body bag. And well, I mean, Paul still has visions of Jameis that we haven't seen yet.
True. And that definitely looks like some type of a ceremonial bag.
Yeah.
So one thing I did find out why they say what they did not explain, which they probably might explain in the next movie. The reason, like, we want their water, it wasn't that they wanted their suits; they wanted them as people.
Yeah.
Because once they're dead, they actually actually use
Extract the water.
from their bodies. I'm just like,
Oh, so
I gathered that.
they're just taking him in. So he's basically a Capri Sun right now,
pretty much.
huh?
Just like that little rat thing was just like, oh shit, my foot.
Mhm.
I was like, ooh, look at that rat.
Hey man, when you need that water,
At this point, it's like if spaceships and shit exist, why is anybody living there? Like,
because
come
you
on,
need the
The
spice.
it's the spice,
Spice of life, baby.
the spice.
So, the voice tells Paul before he fights Jameis that he must die to become Anubis. Basically, Anubis is talking to him.
Hmm.
But what turns out is he has to kill Jameis, but he had to embrace his ability to kill. You take a life to take your own, or you take your own life and blah 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 blah. What were you saying earlier, Nick? Gooba gabba, gooba gabba.
Google gobble,
Um,
Google gobble. Yeah,
there you go.
one of us.
One of us.
Yeah.
And then so here's what gets me. This is literally. He kills Jameis. They're walking off. They're walking, and you see them come up on what looks like a Freeman civilization, and people are all hanging out, and they're out in the town, and woo! It almost looks like a Mad Max scene.
Mhm.
And then you see the two people riding worms, and Chima, what's her name? Chinny,
China.
Chinny, right?
It's Chinny. Yeah.
She turns around and she goes, "That's not all." And I pause the movie and think,
She said, "That's just the beginning. This is
that's
just the beginning."
This is just the
Yeah.
beginning.
She was telling the audience.
Clearly, but
Yeah.
watch how this works for me though, because I was a
Yeah.
little irritated the way this played out.
I'm
That's just the
taking you
beginning.
into
And as she turns and she has that smile, she's turning around, and I'm like, pause. Let me go get some water and some snacks because this looks like it's about to get good. Did not think to look and see how much time was left in this movie.
Literally like the last scene.
Bruh. I come
Yeah.
back, I got my feet kicked up, I got my snacks. I'm like, ooh, I done sat back in my groove. Play. Word.
Mhm. Then you just hear.
Word. Yep, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
How about that after credit scene?
No, shut up. There's no after credit scene.
Here, you know what the after credit scene looked like?
Yep. That
No,
was it.
that worm spit up that black doctor chick. She went,
Oh my god, you're
just like Boba Fett. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
crawling
I
out
don't
of the
like taste.
sarlacc.
How
Yeah.
about this? If that really happened, you go back, you record it on your phone, and you send it to the group chat because I don't believe you need more people.
Only if I go see it in theaters.
It'll be in theaters longer than it'll be on HBO Max, I'm sure.
I'll do like what I did with Internals. Mahershala Ali. That's him.
Spoiler, what happened?
Nothing Doom.
Oh.
We're finishing up Doom.
Mhm.
Oh man, Doom finished itself up. So we get to the end, and I mean, I know this was 2.5 hours, but they could have gave me another 5 minutes just to, hey, this is where we're going. This is what we're about to get into.
Nope.
It's making me thirsty, man.
The entire movie was a
movie made me-
setup for a movie that hasn't come out yet.
I was
And
a little
it is,
irritated by that.
yeah, it's a little irritating because it doesn't give you enough to be satisfied about the first movie. So yes, while I'm looking forward to where the story goes, I'm always going to remember the fact that you made me watch 2.5 hours of basically nothing before you got the thing going.
And
Like,
think
you
about
know,
it. There's
They
8 books.
Black Widowed us.
I can summarize what happened in this movie in about maybe 5 lines.
Yep.
That's, I mean, you know, it's basically a family that goes to a planet to rule over it, then gets sabotaged, and the father dies, and then the mom and the son run away and get, integrated with the natives.
Because
I
they're
got
That's
afraid.
it.
Because
That's
they're
it.
afraid that they're going to have power.
What's that?
Because they're afraid that these people might have powers. Because
Right.
they're mixing the bloods.
Well, the emperor. It seemed like everybody was saying the emperor's fear was actually their political gain. Is people were going to them for household strategies and influential information.
They were
So,
growing
no-
too big.
Yeah, people when your word is more trusted than he who reigns. I like that. Not he who remains, but he who reigns.
But then I also question, why isn't the Emperor going after Jabba the Hutt?
Because they're loyal. They're loyal servants.
And they're
Eh.
stupid. And they're
But
stupid.
but they said that that race was the most wealthy because of all the spice.
Right.
So it's like, why would you keep them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're stupid. I mean, come on, look how childish Batista got to act in this movie.
That's true.
Uncle.
And
I just want to cut heads off.
the more I see Batista as an actor, the more I'm convinced that Drax is the only role for him to play.
You guys should watch. What's that shit called? I do not like those movies. I do not know why people know.
Never seen them.
They're entertaining for what they're worth. That's it. That's enough said. I will stop after part 2. But
so is Rocky.
My Spy.
Never seen a Rocky movie.
You'll like it if you like. You'll like it much better than the Expendables, I'm sure. And I've never seen the Expendables. Well,
I'm trying to think. What is it?
Yeah. I've seen the Expendables.
Blade Runner. The second one, 2099 or something like that.
Batista's in it.
Batista's in the very beginning of that movie.
Does he die like Jason Momoa in most films, like within 10 minutes?
No, he dies in the first less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's a robot.
Nice.
That's appropriate.
Oh, okay.
Drinking coffee.
Oil or you know what? I'm want to know too much already.
Oil can.
That's something we should actually watch. I don't know why. We should watch.
We got to play. We got to play Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon" while we watch it. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Reverse or
in reverse. Yeah. All right.
So that is the 2021 collective thoughts of the movie Dune. I don't think we really need to do final thoughts. I think we've given as much of a final. If you guys have anything extra you want to add, anything, I know we noted the scenery, the art, and all the good stuff that were pretty. So yeah, if we have nothing else, I think we can definitely get to ratings, fellas. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Who wants to go first? We could Rochambeau on screen.
I mean, I can go first, I suppose, if nobody's willing to.
Oh yeah,
it's getting a 0 from me. So
yeah,
no, I'm kidding. No,
it's
I'm
not as bad as
Speed
Racer. I know that.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, I'm not going to be that mean. I really understand the effort. I can see that they wanted to make a really good movie. I think that this movie suffers from being a setup for the next movie, and that makes me feel like I wasted my time. I can't fault the actors for not giving me enough character because I just don't think that their dialogue and their script gave them enough room. I think Oscar Isaac probably was the best character out of all of them. If I'm going to be honest, I think he was at least the most convincing. And he had a fantastic beard, so got to give him props for that. Yeah, I'm going to give this, I'm feeling like, so this is a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that that's very high. I'm going to give it a 5.5. 5.5 because I really appreciate the set dressing, the costume design, the for Hans Zimmer, I wasn't really thrilled about the soundtrack. Again, with the middle, I didn't even. You could have told me that was somebody completely nobody, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Didn't feel like Hans Zimmer at all.
Right, I have to say, I feel like for Hans Zimmer, that budget was wasted because, as great as it was, seamless, it was greatly done, but I feel like I could have damn near paralleled that.
Yeah, it just didn't.
Maybe he does better in the sequels. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the lesson of this movie for me is like, okay, I don't want to poo-poo it because the next movies might be incredible, but now I'm kind of on the hook having to say that this movie is decent when I don't feel that way. So I think 5.5 is good. It's a middle of the road movie for me. It's not unworth seeing. It's just, I think maybe if you're into the books, you might appreciate it more. But for me, it's just middle of the road.
Hey, see you at the crossroads. All right. Dijon? How you feeling? You want to go last? I'll let you go last.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes. Um, yeah. So first, I want to say I highly respect what Hans Zimmer does, and his work is usually amazing. Not that this work is bad, but I'm with Nick. I definitely would not have expected to see such of a notable name. Um, Everything else about this movie I did enjoy. I'm a little beyond the like I'm not on the fence. I've definitely chosen a side, which is I like it. Uh this movie gets an even 6 from me. I want to give it more, but the storyline just there was so much dead time and not enough detail to that. So much detail to so many other things, and that is why it is still a great. I'll give it a 6.5. I just thought of something else I really liked, which was and we didn't really touch on this, the detail not just to the clans and the world and all of that, but the detail to the uh like the folklore of the Freemen and learning about their world before we even were introduced to them through the prince or
Mm-hmm.
the Duke's son. Let's call him the Duke's son. Um, and
Well,
the
he's the Duke
worm.
now.
Yeah, you're right, the Duke. And the worm. And the worm. I thought those two things just kind of leading up to that will get an extra 0.5 alone because that was great forethought, like or foreshadowing, excuse me, to just throw that in front of you and wait for you to walk into it, you know. So I'll give this a 6.5. Again, I would like to give it more, but there are some things that I have to be critical about, or else I'm not doing this any justice. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Dejan, you gonna get us a good old 9.5?
Why would you want to be? Why would you want a 9.5 for
Three
Dune?
3.2.
Why would you want that? You want
Zero.
our three timetables or something? What's going on?
Oh, let's see. Nick went 6.5.
I want
I
five point
went.
five.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nick went 5.5. I went 6. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know what, Dejan?
Pull a straw. Pull a straw. Pull a straw. You 6, Nick. What you got on me?
For 4.5.
You know what? If you're going 4.5, I'm going 4.8.
Why?
That's Price is writing me. What are you doing?
And $1.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where would this be? Oh man, I wonder where would this be on our ranking?
See, this is why we don't let Dijon do this.
Do last.
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yep.
Because now
Yep.
he's like, how can I throw a monkey wrench like Speed
have-
Racer into the
Right.
mix?
I'm like, I have so much fun having Dejan wait to go last, and then he always finds some way to get back at me for it, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
why?
What's
Like,
wrong?
why do I
with
volunteer to
it?
go
We're
first?
gonna have fun. We're having fun with this, man. Just for that, I'm gonna give it a 9. There you go.
Oh God!
come on.
Ouch,
I mean, I like the movie too,
man.
but yeah. Why do you want it up? Why are you trying to make it compete with like Big Fish and shit? Like, no.
Hey, would it be competing with Big Fish? I can just give it a
No,
straight 10.
even at a 9, it
Bro,
just brings it to a
I will
7.
make you watch Girl Interrupted.
What the hell is that?
Exactly. Oh, actually, I love that movie though.
Is there naked people in there?
No,
Then I don't want to watch it.
Whoopi Goldberg and Angelina
That's
Jolie.
fair. And Winona Ryder.
Oh yeah, and Winona Ryder. I forgot she was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, did I say Angelina Jolie? It is Winona Ryder. But
Angelina Jolie's in it
she's
too.
in there, but she's not. It's Winona Ryder. I was more so thinking of.
Yeah.
I called her Angelina. I'm sorry, Winona.
No, I'm fucking with you guys. I give it an 8. Me personally, yeah, it was long. I love the ensemble. I think they worked well together for a big ensemble like this. I love the visuals, and I like everything about it so far, except that screaming shit. They could have kept that. For me, it reminded me, like I said earlier, it reminded me like when I first seen The Fellowship of the Ring, where this movie legitimately made me feel like that, where I was just like, this movie was interesting, but boring at the same time. And it's giving me something to build up to look forward to the next movie. And the next movie, it did deliver. I got to see fucking trees beat
That's
people
true.
ass
Yep.
Fair.
in the second Lord of the Ring movie. Like that King, Return of the
Yeah.
King, that had the most
Can I
action.
mention something else you saw in the Lord of the Ring movies?
A tree on fire that ran and dipped his head in water.
9
Smart
hours
tree.
of walking and 5 seconds of dropping a ring into a volcano.
There was conversation with that walking.
There was
So-
plenty
Yeah,
of
man.
conversation. It was listen, I've said this plenty of times. I'm never saying that they are bad movies. I have only seen them in passing. I've never really sat and watched them.
Anytime anybody says that, makes that comment about the walking, the first thing I think of is Clerks 2.
Oh man, that movie is so great.
Mhm.
Wait till 3.
That movie is gonna be so great. Can we have a
but-
Kevin Smith's episode? Never mind. We'll talk about that off air.
No.
I know, Nick. I know. That's why I said we'll talk about it off
He's
air.
just gonna cry.
No. Kevin Smith is.
Mallrats. I just
I
started
like
naming movies.
I like Mallrats. I like Mallrats. Only 2 movies I like, but that's 3. And that's
Jason
it.
Amy. You like
Dogma.
Jason Amy, don't you?
Dogma.
That's one of the best movies ever.
Yeah. Then after that, maybe Clerks 1, but that's it. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Keep all his movies.
All right, look, I'm gonna ask this and then I'm gonna let it go.
But no, I'm looking
Amy or
forward to the
Crying
next
Game?
one. I'll watch Crime Games. Jason Amy was boring as fuck.
They both were boring as fuck.
At least I get to see a tranny and trying in that movie.
Mm.
Anyways,
I think
yeah,
so.
that's for me. Like I said, I'm actually excited to see what they're gonna do, but yeah, I'm just glad I didn't see it in theaters though.
For sure. I'm with you on that.
There we go.
With you
Sorry.
saying that, I do want to mention, and I even noticed actually, Nick, the cover that we're using for the movie, it actually highlights something that I noticed when I was looking up this movie. It was originally supposed to come out a year ago in 2020.
Yeah.
All of the advertisements are for 2020.
Yeah. They
And
held
they just-
back.
Yeah, they just had to push it back. They didn't
Mhm.
trust it, and they wanted to wait until they could actually hit theaters. And it looks like it actually worked out for them.
Yeah.
On both fronts, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it could have done better, but it's definitely made its money back. I don't think it's cleared. I don't think it's in the black yet, because normally with advertising you double the budget. I
Right.
did not know about movies, so I think it's got to clear 500 million in order to start being in the black.
Being black.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's no overhead yet, but they're getting there.
Mhm.
So that leads us to a 20 out of 30.
6.6.
6.6. I want to say that puts it in our top 8.
Yeah, you guys are just looking at it and go with the 9.8.
Does it put it in our top 8? Let's see. No, it does not.
No, it does not.
It puts it in the the 14th percentile. 14.
Really?
14. Yeah, because
Oh, wow.
Army of the Dead is also at a 6.6.
Okay. Yeah. This was
For different reasons,
for
obviously.
totally different reasons, but yeah,
Yeah.
I could understand that being in the same category.
Mhm.
Man, Army of the Dead.
See, this is all the more reason we need to have our contesting episode where we revise and sort of relook at our point scale here.
Oh yeah. And I think what's also going to happen when we do get a chance to when we have our revisiting episode or rescaling episode, it's that some of these movies, especially some of the newer ones, they have prequels and sequels that come out like literally 6 months later, and then you're like, wait, that just made me now I have to look at this movie a totally different way.
Yeah, but it's also I also think like the more we review movies, the more we're seeing like, okay, those two don't necessarily fit in the same category, you know, or at least the same scale. So, yeah, you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to have a really fun episode where we basically decide that each one of us is going to be able to get a challenge. Maybe 2 challenges. I don't know how it's going to be structured yet, but each one of us is going to get a challenge, and we're going to be able to challenge the final rating for one movie, and whatever movie we choose, the person that originally chose the movie is going to have to defend it to keep the rating or to lower it. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Or to raise it. I mean, somebody can choose a movie to raise too. I don't think that'll be happening. I think mostly it'll be about lowering some.
I can't think of anything I would raise.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Keep it under the belt. It's got to be a surprise.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's that Mike Tyson biting the ear move right there for me. So yeah. Thanks, guys, for all of those who tuned in this evening. This has been our coverage of the movie Dune. Please go check that out. If you haven't checked it out and you stuck around and hear what we had to say about it, see if we were right. See if you agree. When you get time, you'll definitely be around on the weekdays and any weekend. Don't worry about it. Whichever day you're available, tap in with us. We have plenty of shows for you to go ahead and listen to, watch, whatever it is that you have time to do. Check out on Mondays the Exofathom that is hosted by Nick, Ayla, and Mike. Exofathom comes on at 8 p.m. on Mondays. You have Strawberries and Coffee. Strawberries and Coffee comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch. Dejan streams at 10 p.m. Dejan plays video games over there, all the video games that you're interested in, anything you have and haven't heard of. Currently, he is on Guardians of the Galaxy, or did you finish that the other day?
No. I'm going back with Guardians of the Galaxy and playing a remastered of Grand Theft Auto 3 right now.
Okay. So you didn't finish it. You're just going back and forth between the two. Okay.
Yes.
And you're still posting those to YouTube the following day, correct?
Nope, just Twitch. You got to catch it in 2 weeks that they're posted up because I am counting out all my strikes for copyright infringement stuff. So
on
YouTube, yeah. It all has to do with music because for some reason most of the games I play have like soundtracks for licensing shit. So
you can try Odyssey or Rumble.
Okay,
that might be a good platform for you to switch it up.
Because after I'm done on Twitch, I can download it into an MP4 and I could just do that then. Okay, cool.
There you go. So look at that, man. Look, figuring it out in real time right here in front of you.
Alternative platforms, man.
That's right.
If YouTube's going to give you shit, just start moving over to the alt tech.
That's right.
For sure.
And also, you can check me out on Tuesdays. If Numbers Could Talk. If Numbers Could Talk comes on at 8 p.m. Sometimes a little bit later, depending on what that Tuesday may bring. And over there, we just talk about numbers. That is hosted by me. My name is Keelan. And once you're done checking out all of those and you hit the subscribe and like button on all of the shows that you like that we host individually, you can come right back over here to the Screen Time Continuum, where hopefully you're already subscribed, you've hit the bell, and or you simply just keep on checking with us on every Wednesday, every Sunday. We'll be right here for you at 8 p.m. And I'm sorry, that is at 8:30 p.m.
Yes. Next episode is our 40th episode, guys.
Number 40, $40.
Has it only been 40? It feels really like it's been a lot more than that.
It definitely feels like it's been a lot more.
You know what? It has, though, because I'm including, we've done 40 different franchises, but the TV shows are all like 10 episodes long. So yeah, we did okay, so that makes a difference. So yeah, because we did what TV shows? I mean, yeah, all the TV shows that we did are at least 10 episodes, and we've done 8. So we're actually closer to, I think we passed our 100th episode, guys.
Possibly so, yeah. Just, wow, we actually have to sit down and figure that one out.
We should, yeah.
You said it, and I started pushing it all together, and I was like, yeah, and then each season of, wow. Yeah, we have.
Yeah. And then, Loki, WandaVision, Love, Death, Robots, all of those had their own episodes. Well, Love, Death, Robots only had one, but
yeah, I only had one episode. Wow. Yeah, so look at that, guys, right here in front of you again, still figuring it out, working it out in front of you so that you guys know the progress is coming, and it is coming directly to you, for you, because this is what we like to do, and you guys just happen to love watching us do it. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming over here to the Screen Time Continuum. As always, my name is Keelan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm the Mustard.
We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you right back here on Wednesday.
Good night.